Hey, what's up? This is Professor Wergeles. We are now on lecture number 11. We're going to take a look at jQuery. It's one of my next favorite lectures because as we keep going into our web development techniques, we're actually going to look at things becoming much easier as we start learning newer techniques. So we're on lecture number 11. We're going to take a look at the slides. We're going to open up jQuery.pdf. You can either download it to your local machine or view it from the browser. We're first going to go over the slides and we'll come back, we'll download the code and look at some coding examples. Starting from the slides, I'm going to be at the beginning. We're taking a look at jQuery, and I like jQuery because the purpose of jQuery is to make it much easier to use JavaScript on your website. So what you should know already before you start using jQuery is you should have basic knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This is important to note because if you don't know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, if I try to start implementing jQuery, I can probably do it, but you're not going to understand that fundamental knowledge when things become difficult and jQuery stops working on you. So we've studied the DOM and we understand how JavaScript is a programming language and it's used to access the DOM. jQuery is basically built on top of JavaScript. So we've learned all this knowledge in the previous lectures, but you can always go back and review the course material if you start to notice having problems with this lecture. So what's jQuery? That is an exam question. You're going to want to know this. jQuery is a lightweight, write less, do more JavaScript library. Keyword JavaScript library there. jQuery is essentially JavaScript. It's a JavaScript library, and it's essentially to make it much easier to use JavaScript on your website. jQuery takes a lot of the common tasks that require many lines of JavaScript code to accomplish and wraps them into methods that you can call with a single line of code, and it makes it freaking awesome. Okay, it makes it sweet because what it would take, let's say, 10 lines of code, now I can do it in a single line of code. jQuery also simplifies a lot of the complicated things from JavaScript, one of them being AJAX calls and DOM manipulation. If you notice, when I'm trying to manipulate the DOM, I have to call document.getElement.id.enterHTML. It's just complicated. Wouldn't it be nice if I just had a little function to call that changes the HTML very easily? And we haven't got into AJAX yet, but wait till we get into AJAX and we start using jQuery. It's going to be sweet. Now, the jQuery library contains the following features. We have HTML DOM manipulation, CSS manipulation, HTML event methods, effects and animations, AJAX, and other utilities. In addition, jQuery has plugins for almost any task out there. It is awesome, and it's what the modern frameworks are using. If you use Bootstrap, guess what? Bootstrap's built on top of jQuery. If you use other popular frameworks, most likely they also use jQuery. jQuery is the backbone of almost all the modern frameworks that are used today. Why jQuery? We're going to get to that in the next video. Stick with Professor Wergeles.